It was a special game. It was a special week. Before we ran out, I was like, put that song on. George Robson, Be a North. He's being sick. He has to be substituted. I remember that game pretty well, which isn't always the case with games, but obviously that was a special game. It was a special week. I remember actually addressing the team, I think, on the Tuesday. Conor got me to stand up in front of the room, and he named his squad. I was fortunate enough to be selected on the wing, and he just asked me to speak to the team about what the club means and what this game at the weekend represents and what it's going to mean to me and my family. Yeah, he got me good. I just started talking and started crying. Just looking around the room, that was the hard thing. Just because you're looking around at people that you've grown up with. It's not just a rugby club; they become your family. So knowing that in a few days' time I was going to walk away from all of that, it was an unbelievable build-up. And then, despite not getting the right result, it was nice on a personal note to leave the Stoop with a couple of tries and to have my mum and a packed out Stoop was a great way to call time my career. For me, more than anything, I just wanted to enjoy it. And being in that change room, remember before the game, we had Nick Evans' stag do, I think, about a month before. And there was one song called Cheerleader, which became our anthem that whole weekend. And before we ran out, I was like, put that song on, because everyone knows the chorus to it. I'm not going to sing it now. Everyone knows the chorus to it. It's only about 20 words long, do you know what I mean? And we had that as loud as we could in the changing. Everyone was just belting it out. I don't know what Bath were thinking, because they were, I think, still trying to get top 6, top 4 qualifications. Their change rooms open. Last home game, and we're singing karaoke. And maybe that sums me up. I don't know. But either way, I just wanted to have fun. That probably set the tone. That's probably why we weren't great that night, but we had fun. I knew I'd score. I knew I'd score that day. I don't know what it is, but I scored on my debut. I think I scored my 50th, my 100th, my 150, my 2. I thought I'd score. One, because I think when players have an understanding of the occasion, they probably try and get in ball a little bit more. The first try, I mean, I didn't have to do anything for it. Nick Evans, just ball over the top and I dive in. And that happened so early into the game. I think about 6 minutes into the game. And it just settles the nerves. And to do it, right in front of the south stand, was class. And in that corner, just almost at 9 o'clock, is where all the girlfriends' wives, all the families are. My mum, my wife now, they were all up there. So to score that try right in front of them so early into the game was unbelievable. And then to score the second one, I always remind Anthony Watson of his attempted tackle, but I was pleased with the finish. And it was just, it was class. As a winger, that's what you're on the pitch to do, to score. Of course it is. I haven't always done that. But to get 2 in your last game, someone said, why did they take you off? Because I think I came off just, about 15 minutes to go. Of course, I'd potentially gone out of a hat-trick, but I'd cramped in both my calves. There's no way I could have played the 80. I don't think I've played 80 for Quins in a couple of years. So I was happy to go off. And a little fact for you, it took me 88 seconds to leave the field, apparently. I've forgotten who's refereeing that day, but in his Monday morning review with the refs, I said it was a really quick game, but there was quite a few stoppages. And he took him through this. He said, why did you pause the game here? And they put a clock on it. It took me 88 seconds to leave the pitch. And if you don't know what milk it is, well, I think I pretty much milked that moment dry, that's for sure. I knew I was coming off, and naturally when you've been subbed you need to leave the pitch, but there's a part of you that if I could have gone around and shaken everyone's hand and hugged everyone, then I would have done. But you're kind of in this vortex between living in the present and stepping into the future, and actually not quite wanting to go there, because I knew the moment I left that pitch, that was my Harlequins career done. So yeah, you do want to enjoy it. You want to say thank you to everyone. I wanted to say thank you to the Stoop, because it'd been unbelievable right throughout my career, you know, chanting names and just generally just being nice and supporting me as they've supported the club's been amazing. So you want to make sure that you're able just to do that. And then you just can't hurry those things. What's the point in just sprinting off? It's your last moment. You'll never get to do it again. When else are you going to play in front of 15,500 people with your best mates on the pitch for the club that you supported as a kid? Like, I'm not going to rush it. So it was a bit of all of that. And yeah, I didn't quite want to leave, even though my calves were screaming at me, because I knew that would be it. And so I just sat on the bench, and you take a bit of time to think. And then I fortunately got man of the match, which I think was, I don't know whether I deserved it or not. I think my future employers were being nice to me, welcoming me into their team. But I remember walking back onto the pitch and Sarah Elgin just saying to me, "Can you cry for me, please?" Because it made it really good to me. I couldn't produce any tears. I think I did have a few tears later over a few bottles of wine. Yeah, I'd grown up with George, the GOAT. And I love George. I think he rubs people up the wrong way sometimes, opposition mainly, but that's why I was in the team. I remember one team talk Conor gave, actually. I went around the change room, started Joe Marler. Joe Marler, I want you to be uncompromised and combative. That's what you bring. Joe Gray, incredible in a set piece. That's what you need to do. James Johnson, right, you've got to be the cornerstone of this team. Big scrum, big clear-outs. Ollie Cohn, be a menace. George Robson, be a nose. That was almost his USP, just nosing people off. He was unbelievable at it. I remember opposition lineouts, they'd go into a huddle before a lineout, and his head would just pop up in the middle of their little huddle whilst he's nicking their lineout calls, and more often than not, he'd actually do a brilliant job in just dismantling it. But that day was great. Obviously a huge night for George, and what I liked about it more than anything was the game was great itself, but I booked at a restaurant, a French restaurant in Hampton Court, and all of us came. So like the whole squad, everyone that I played with for a long while, friends and family. And it's, as much as we're a team, it's quite hard to get everyone together when you've got kids, wives, other commitments. And everyone was there. George was there. Tommy Williams was there. It was going to be the end of all of our careers at Harlequins that season. It's brilliant just to be able to just talk rubbish about nothing for hours over bottles of beers, wines, Prosecco's, eat really good food. And we didn't finish up until the early hour of the morning, but that was probably just as special as what the game was in itself.
And there was one more game after that up north against Newcastle where you did not play. Is that the calf, or was that you weren't going to play anyway?
Have you been tipped off?
No, I just looked at the fixtures.
I spoke to Conor. I'll be straight with you. Said the way in which I wanted to end my career at the Stoop, and on an individual level, it couldn't have gone any better. Like having my family present, to be sent off in the way in which I did. That's how I wanted to end my career. You can't plan for these things, but it just so happened to be like a really nice moment. Like I mentioned, the dinner after. So I remember speaking to Conor the Monday or the Tuesday. I was like, mate, I'm not playing in Newcastle. Because I spoke to Mark Mapletoft, actually. And I think his last game in his career was up at Newcastle. He ended up breaking his arm. And I was like, no way. Like, I'm not breaking my arm, pulling my hamstring, any of that nonsense. All up in Newcastle. But a lovely send-off in front of a home crowd. That is it. Anyway, Conor's like, fair enough, but would you mind coming up as like 24th man, just to be great to have you with the squad? I said, yeah, of course, I'd love to. I'd absolutely love to. So I went up, really nice. I was sharing a room with Ollie, Lindsay-Hague that night. I went out for dinner with, I think it was Noah Cato, who used to play up at Newcastle, had a couple of beers, got back into the room about midnight. Ollie Lindsay-Hague is being sick in the toilet. And I was like, what's going on? Is this a gag? He said, oh, mate, I think I might have a bit of food poisoning. I was like, no way, you're having me on. So no, genuine, I feel awful. I said, oh, gosh, just my luck. Anyway, woke up in the morning. Ollie, how you feeling? He's like, mate, I don't feel good. Conor's texted me. He's like, mate, have you heard the news about Ollie? He said, yeah. He said, okay, we're just going to have to monitor him this morning, see where he is. You brought your boots, yeah. You feeling fit? Well, do I have a choice? Anyway, let's get on with it. This is not how it planned in my head. He doesn't get much better. And I just spoke to Ollie. I was like, this is going to be the last thing I ask of you. But I just need you just to find it within yourself, just to go out and just represent their team. And Danny Kerr's the first time he captained Harlequins. And so he got onto the bus and like he wasn't looking his best. He was pretty pale. He just about gets through the warm-up. Conor's got me to warm up and I'm like, oh no. The minute you put your boots on, you're pretty much committed to them playing the match. Anyway, Ollie managed to pull through the warm-up. Teams are in, he's starting, happy days. I can kick back, chill and just bask in the memories of last weekend. Anyway, he makes a tackle 5 minutes into the game. He's being sick. He has to be substituted. So, Ollie, if you're watching this, massive thank you for taking one, not for the team, taking one for me, mate. I love you.